I know that they're not like saying it, but it really feels like that this brand is just coming for Nike's neck, dude. And I think it's fucking hilarious. Hey, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look at these bad boys, potential bad boys. They feel like bad boys. But this is the Puma Velocity Nitro. I'm telling you, dude, like they feel like they come for Nike's neck, man. That's funny because they haven't even been like a main player in performance running in a minute. And I've had a couple of their recent stuff and I've been like, not really impressed. But these guys, so these things right here are one of, I think, 3 shoes, and I know that we have 2 of them. So this one right here is the tempo shoe, the speedy shoe, is the Velocity. And then there's the Deviate, which is the beefier version for the majority of your running and training. They both have similar tech specs and features, but obviously this one's a little bit cheaper, a little bit more affordable. But after trying these on, they just feel like they could be a beast. And then we got Drew, who's already started running in his, and he'll give you his thoughts in a second. But first, I'm just gonna break down what these shoes offer. So first things first, the outsole on these guys is called Puma Grip. It's Puma's proprietary blend of rubber. It feels super tacky. Oh man. So it does its job. But anyways, it feels really good. Now the cushion setup is where the shoe really like shines. This is, I think, the Nike killer right here. Or it's not gonna kill Nike, but like this is where I feel like they're coming at Nike's throat because they're not playing around with this cushion, man. They threw out the Nitro foam. It's very similar to, man, a lot of brands are using something like this right now. So we've got Brand Black, and they use it on like their Tarantula, as well as the Rare Metal 2. And then we've got 361, and that's a Chinese brand, and they're using it on the Aaron Gordon shoes and a couple other shoes. We've seen this on Skechers as well. So the Skechers Burst, the Burst technology, that's kind of what this is. And so it's a nitrogen infused foam that starts off super small. So instead of injecting a mold, it's a little molded midsole, basically like a miniaturized version. Then they use nitrogen to expand the thing and pressure, and it's really cool. I did talk about this with David over at Brand Black, and it's on our WearTesters IG Live. So we talked about a whole bunch of stuff. So if you wanted to know a little bit more about a shoe designer explaining the process of how this stuff works, then you could do that. There's also a video on YouTube from, I think it's Skechers, and they explain the Skechers Burst technology. So it's very interesting stuff, and the way that it feels is fucking awesome, man. Like this is just bouncy, dude, like it's crazy. And then sitting underneath this is actually ProFoam Light. So you can see it kind of like poking out right here, but it does go underneath the midfoot and everything. So that's kind of the stabilizer. And then we have the nitrogen infused foam, which is from heel to forefoot, from the heel drop down. And it just feels really good, man. And then we have this little guy right here. They call it the visibility spoiler. Basically, it's a 3M little stabilization plate. So you can see that thing shine right there. Something that I think is really cool though, is that this top line right here, or the little line etched into the nitrogen foam is reflective as well. So if you're a nighttime runner and stuff, I just think that that's really neat. Also, there's the little strip in the back, so when you're, you see that. And then on the Deviate version, there's a carbon fiber base plate, which isn't carbon fiber, it's like a carbon fiber composite, but it acts or mimics the feel of a spring plate like carbon fiber, like what you would see in the Nike products. And then the main difference between this, besides like the little cushion aspect and everything, is the upper or build. So this guy is almost like a traditional upper. Traditional in the sense of the old way of doing things, where there's a collar, the lining and all of that stuff, and I think that it feels really good. This is the way that I prefer things. The new way though is what the Deviate offers, which is thinned out everything, kind of like fuse and felt and all of that stuff, keeping things as lightweight and as minimal as possible. But with that being said, here's Drew with his first impression on the Deviate from Puma, which sounds like a f***ing beast.
All right, thanks Chris for throwing it my way. I'm Drew Whitcomb. I do running reviews for our site. I was also the creator of the WearTesters name originally before I merged the site with Chris's YouTube channel and created the WearTesters you know today. A lot of the years I've been behind the scenes, but I've been doing more and more running reviews and appearing more and more on video. Some eagle-eyed viewers will remember me from a lot of Chris's basketball highlights that he used to post around 2012 through 2014. But today I'm running. I ran yesterday in the Puma Deviate Nitro, did 4 miles in them. I also took a walk in them the night before just to get a better feel for them. Let's talk about all the aspects and what it just feels like right out of the box. The midsole, as Chris mentioned, is a nitrogen infused supercritical foam. It feels a lot like the foam used in the Brooks Hyperion Elite 2, which is their race day shoe. Now that shoe had a full-length carbon fiber plate, and these have a composite, so those are stiffer, but the feel is very similar. It also compares favorably to the Saucony Endorphin Speed, which is Saucony's high-end daily trainer that uses P-backs. Now Puma's not using P-backs here, but they've done really well with the nitrogen-infused foam to get a soft enough mix that's not too gummy, not too unstable, but actually has a feel very much like the P-backs that Saucony is using in their Endorphin line. It was really snappy, felt good. I was easily able to pick up speed, put down a very fast mile as one of those 4 miles just to see what this could do. Now I'll do a lot more in these and let you know more in the performance review, but out the gate, the cushion just feels really good. As far as fit, I went true to size, which is my running size. So I have a thumbnail of space here at the end. The reason you do that in running is of course so that as your foot expands, you have room. Whereas in a basketball shoe, you may want to be closer to the end with more of a 1-to-1 fit because you don't want to be rolling anywhere. So the fit is narrowish. I would say in the midfoot, this is kind of a trend in running these days so that people get really good lockdown in the midfoot and then can still have toe splay. So wide footers, you may want to go up half a size. If you can, try these on if you're a wide footer. Anyone else, I think you're fine going true to size. Traction wise, I didn't really get to try it in anything except for dry conditions, but on our Discord, JMGAC83, he got an early pair from Puma. He's used them in snow, slush, and ice, and he said they just work great. This is a proprietary rubber for Puma, and they were going to go with a big name brand, you know, a company that makes rubber, but then they created this and it worked better in the wear tests, and so they decided to go with it. I think if what I'm hearing from JMGAC and other people, they've got a hit on their hands and it's gonna work great on all their models.
Excellent.
As far as materials, this engineered mesh is so breathable, felt great on my run. It reminds me of the Peg Turbo 2. The Pegasus Turbo 2 was a shoe that both Mrs. Wing and I loved when we reviewed it, and the feel here is very similar. So if you've been missing that feel in an upper, here's a chance to get it again. The only caution I would have is that even though the heel feels good and has huge Achilles pillows on both sides, there is a little bit of stitching similar to what you see out here along the edges. It goes on the inside, and this synthetic suede is a little rough at first, probably gonna need to break it in a bit. Also, from what I've read online and from myself personally, people have had to kind of mess with the tightness here to make sure that this synthetic suede didn't rub against an ankle and create a hot spot. So don't worry if you have to stop in the middle of your run and the first couple runs in these and tweak the tightness. That seems to be what's needed in order to make these fit. But once you get that tightness, the shoe's gonna stay on pretty well because the tongue is gusseted. I know lots of runners only want gusseted tongues so that you don't get any of the tongue sliding on your foot. And so this is a nice touch by Puma to add that. Value-wise, these are 160 bucks. As I said, the same price as the Endorphin Speed, which puts them kind of at the high end of daily training runners, which is kind of for the more serious runners that want that plated feel in their everyday shoe. So I think the target price is good. What's also good for Puma is that they're priced below the New Balance Fuel Cell TC and the Nike Invincible Run. And so because they're priced below that, and they're kind of an unproven running brand at this point because they've taken such time off from performance running, this will put them in a perfect position to grab some of those customers that don't want to spend the extra money to get in some of those other shoes. And I think that'll work out really well for them. And so first impressions are good. So if you want to grab this shoe, I think you can feel free to grab it and feel good about your purchase without waiting for the performance review. But for the rest of you, I know these will be coming out in more colorways and things like that. So you might want to wait and see what we have to say in the performance review. If you do that, just give me about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Thanks, Chris.
So that pretty much takes care of it for the Velocity Nitro as well as the Deviate Nitro. Again, stay tuned for the performance review from Drew over at WearTesters.com. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. If you're a runner, are you excited for something like this from Puma? Are you excited for something different? I know that a lot of people like the Hokas, but those are like a marshmallow of a shoe. So if you want something a little bit more normal looking with all of that cushion, something like this could be a thing. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Again, let us know your thoughts on both of these models down below in the comment section. And until next time, guys, have a good one.